Hey guys, this is the Investment Venturer and welcome to the Investor Next Door podcast. Today we'll be doing a business breakdown of the company GFL, Green for Life, Environmental Inc., traded on the TSX and NYSE under the ticker symbol GFL. I should let you guys know that anything said on this podcast should be used for information and entertainment purposes only. This is not investment advice, and I do not recommend diving into any project or trying any strategy without doing your own research first. GFL, Green for Life. Environmental Inc. is the fourth largest diversified environmental services company in North America, headquartered in Vaughan, Ontario. Post-2025 divestiture, GFL operates primarily in the solid waste management sector, offering services across Canada and the U.S. Core business segments post-divestiture. 1. Solid waste management, 100% of revenue post-sale. GFL's primary line of business includes the collection, transportation, recycling, and disposal of non-hazardous solid waste from residential, commercial, industrial, and municipal customers. Revenue, 2024. 6.14 billion Canadian dollars. Canada, approximately $1.94 billion. US, approximately $4.20 billion. EBITDA margin, approximately 32.9%. Residential collection, curbside pickup for municipal and private contracts. Commercial and industrial, front-load and roll-off containers for businesses, offices, warehouses, transfer stations, intermediate facilities consolidating waste before landfill or MRF processing. Landfills, operates or partners with landfill sites, long-term contracts. Recycling, MRFs, single and dual-stream recycling facilities, paper, metal, plastic. Organics, yard waste, food scraps, increasingly important with climate regulation. Geographic mix, post-sale. U.S. solid waste, approximately 69% of segment revenue. Canadian solid waste, approximately 31%. Environmental services segment, divested. Let's dive a bit into the recent sale of the environmental segment. Deal overview and status. GFL announced on January 7, 2025, the agreement to sell its environmental services business, which includes liquid waste and soil remediation, to funds managed by Apollo Global Management and BC Partners, valuing the division at $8 billion, approximately $5.6 billion US dollars. GFL agreed to retain a 44% equity stake, approximately 1.7 billion Canadian dollars in the business, while Apollo and BC Partners each took about 28%. The company expected the transaction to close in the first quarter of 2025, and the sale was completed on March 3, 2025, per GFL's official release. Financial impact. GFL received net proceeds of approximately 6.2 billion Canadian dollars after accounting for retained equity and taxes. Of this, up to 3.75 billion Canadian dollars, 3 billion US dollars, was earmarked for debt repayment, significantly reducing leverage and annual interest expense, 200 million Canadian dollars. Up to 2.25 billion Canadian dollars, 1.6 billion US dollars, was allocated for share buybacks, with GFL prioritizing repurchasing shares held by its sponsor shareholders and conducting open market bids under its NCIB program. Strategic implications. GFL has fully exited the direct ownership of the environmental services business, though it still participates via a minority stake and retains an option to repurchase within 5 years. The transaction supports its shift toward a pure-play solid waste management model, increasing alignment with peers like Waste Management and Republic Services, characterized by higher margins and better free cash flow. GFL's net leverage now targets 3.0 times EBITDA, improving its credit profile toward investment-grade status, while leadership expects further margin expansion and M&A activity in solid waste during 2025 and beyond. GFL is now primarily a solid waste services company with much cleaner financials and enhanced capital flexibility. The retained minority stake allows some exposure to environmental services outcomes without direct operating responsibilities. Growth strategy. Organic route density growth. Focus on increasing customers within existing routes. M&A in U.S. solid waste. Ongoing roll-up strategy in fragmented U.S. markets. Efficiency plus tech integration. Automated trucks, route optimization, AI for MRFS, green initiatives, renewable natural gas, RNG from landfills, electric fleet transition pilots, reinvestment of divestiture proceeds, debt repayment and shareholder returns, potential reinvestment in higher margin assets. GFL operates a vertically integrated solid waste management business, primarily focused on the collection, transportation, processing, and disposal of non-hazardous waste. Its core services include residential and commercial waste collection, landfill management, recycling, and organics processing. GFL earns revenue through long-term municipal contracts, tipping fees at landfills and transfer stations, recycling commodity sales, and monthly service agreements with residential, commercial, and industrial clients. The company prioritizes route density, which means optimizing the number of stops per collection route to reduce costs and improve efficiency. Its infrastructure, including landfills, transfer stations, recycling facilities, and a large fleet of trucks, allows GFL to handle waste from pickup all the way to final disposal or reuse. GFL maintains high customer diversification, servicing municipalities, homeowners, construction sites, commercial facilities, and manufacturers. It grows both organically, adding customers within existing routes, and inorganically through acquisitions of smaller regional waste operators, especially in the fragmented U.S. market. Technology plays an increasing role in GFL's model, including GPS-based route optimization, automated vehicles, and AI-enhanced recycling sorting. The company also invests in environmental initiatives such as converting landfill gas into renewable natural gas and piloting electric waste collection vehicles. Post-2025, after selling its environmental services division, GFL has focused exclusively on solid waste, simplifying its business and sharpening margins, while using proceeds from the sale to reduce debt and buy back shares. Now that we understand the business, let's now discuss GFL's earnings report for Q2 on July 30th of this year. EPS, $0.26, exceeding consensus estimates of approximately $0.19, a beat of roughly 37%. Revenue, $1.68 billion, topping estimates around $1.22 billion for the quarter. Annual guidance raised, projected full-year 2025 revenue now narrowed to $6.55 billion to $6.58 billion, versus analyst consensus of approximately $4.74 billion. Investor commentary from Zacks highlights that the quarter's revenue figure missed expectations by about 0.8% in their model, though actual results surpassed widely circulated analyst estimates. Fiscal year 2024 financial recap. Revenue, $7.862 billion, plus 8.8% ex divestitures, plus 4.6% including them. Adjusted EBITDA, $2.250 billion, margin at 28.6%, up from 26.7% in 2023. Net loss, $737.7 million for the year, versus $32.2 million net income in 2023, largely driven by divestiture-related accounting impacts. Free cash flow, $820.3 million, up from $701.2 million in 2023. Investor sentiment and technical indicators. IBD relative strength rating, climbing from 62 to 76, suggesting improved price momentum. GFL is working to complete a flat-base breakout at approximately $52 USD. Earnings growth in the most recent quarters surged from 0% to 420%, while revenue growth slowed from 9% to 6% in a peer group context. Upcoming earnings and outlook. Next earnings report, scheduled for November 5, 2025, with analyst estimates projecting EPS of approximately $0.22 per share. GFL's board declared a cash dividend of $0.0154 per share, applicable to both subordinate voting and multiple voting shares. The company's dividend yield is approximately 0.12% per annum. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the Investor Next Door podcast on your favorite podcast listener. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe for future episodes. Follow me on social media to stay updated. Twitter X @InvestNDPod. Instagram @InvestNDPod. And share this episode with your friends if you've learned something valuable from this podcast, and I'll see you guys next.